The brand new Broly from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, or the old Broly from Dragon Ball Z movies 8, 10, and 11? Who would win in a slugfest between these two titans? Today, we're going to find out. And in today's video, we're reviewing Young Gigi's Old Broly vs. New Broly manga that is going to blow your mind. The new Broly had a multitude of different forms and transformations. As the battle continued, he got stronger and stronger, whereas the old Broly just seemed to be an invincible hulking brute who was defeated at the hands of Goku with a single blow using the energy from his allies. How would a battle between these two steroid juice heads take place in the world of Dragon Ball? Would one be more skilled than the other? Would one be more powerful than the other? Would the clash between these two titans destroy the universe as we know it? Today we find out. Young Gigi's Old Broly vs. New Broly manga basically starts off with a flashback of both of the stories of the two different Brolys. Now, he redraws all of these scenes from the movie itself, and I just gotta say right off the bat, it's amazing how well that Young Gigi is able to stay on model. He did not trace these images from the movie, he just redrew them, even giving them slightly different expressions, and that is appreciated. It's his take on the images of the movie. If he was asked to draw those keyframes, this is probably what it would have looked like, and it looks phenomenal. As we saw in the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, the catalyst for Broly to basically go into his full power form was Gogeta himself, pushing Broly beyond his limits as he just kept continually growing stronger during the fight. But he did ultimately lose to Gogeta, and then in the old traditional movie, Broly's encounter with Kakarot made him lose his mind, breaking his technology which kept him under control, ultimately unleashing his full legendary Saiyan form, and then battling the likes of Trunks, Gohan, Piccolo, Goku, and Vegeta, ultimately just slaughtering absolutely everyone until the very end. Now, Young Gigi doesn't really explain how the two of these characters are able to fight, but there is some possible theories that we could discuss. For example, the powers clashing between the new Broly and Gogeta sent them to a different dimension. We've also seen in Dragon Ball Z how Buu and Gotenks were able to escape the Room of Spirit and Time simply by raising their ki and screaming as loud as they possibly could. So it does show that characters who are powerful enough seemingly can break into alternate dimensions in the Dragon Ball universe. And so what's going to happen here is after Goku leaves on Planet Vampa, saying that you can call me Kakarot, that is the very end of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, then something happens, a crack opens in the sky and out bursts old school Broly. So he's hunting for Kakarot, he sensed his power there on Planet Vampa. I guess he was able to break through into this alternate Dragon Ball dimension, which is something that Young Gigi has touched on in his fan manga, that there's all these different parallel Dragon Ball dimensions, and that's basically how he's able to bring these different stories to life. Now, old Broly immediately starts with a gigantic blast towards Broly and Chilai. You gotta remember that this version of Broly, the old one, wants to kill everybody who's even in his vision, whereas the new Broly basically needs to get agitated towards a particular person. The new Broly is more of a good guy with a good heart, and he may even eventually join the Z fighting team. And then the old Broly is just the murderous Saiyan intent that wants to kill anything he sees. And I guess he still sensed Kakarot's power there, that's what brought him, and he charges in against new Broly, who's able to block his attack in his base form. Old Broly throws a punch, new Broly dodging it, and then they slug it out, both trading blows, whereas the new Broly seemingly in pain and frustrated, and the old one giving his evil smirk. Without further ado, new Broly screams and powers up into his Ikari form. Broly had made a promise to Chilai that he wouldn't lose his cool anymore and he wouldn't transform into the major hulking brute that was completely destructive. But as she tells him to calm down, he said, "Get away and stay down." The battle begins as both warriors charge in towards each other. Now keep in mind, old Broly is pretty much in his full power form, but new Broly is not. New Broly starts out with a punch which old promptly blocks, and the energy from the clash between these two titans is going to start destroying the entire surrounding area. We've seen two bulky characters fight before in Dragon Ball, but not at this scale. as new Broly dodges old Broly's attack and then lands a devastating punch across his jaw, then landing a right fist into old Broly's gut. And you can tell that old Broly is starting to get really pissed off at this point, as new Broly charges up a blast and fires at point blank range. Now, we don't think that that's gonna defeat the old Broly, does it? Both of these Brolys are pretty much invincible, and any blast that land on the other one may cause some dust and scratches, but these guys are gonna keep going no matter what. They are literally the Hulk of the Dragon Ball universe. And as the battle continues, new Broly is dodging old Broly's attacks. It seems that he has much more fighting skill and experience. As we remember from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, he was learning how to fight as he battled with Vegeta. And interestingly, this version of Broly, the Akari form, which was strong enough to go up against Goku and Vegeta's Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan forms, is putting the heat on old Broly, dodging attacks and landing devastating blows to his gut and his jawline. Now, in terms of power scaling, I think this is pretty much correct. The new Broly obviously is far, far stronger than the old Broly, considering the old Broly was defeated by just a Super Saiyan form. It wasn't even Super Saiyan 2. And the new Broly was able to defeat Goku and Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue with ease. Ultimately, it had to be Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta to take him down. But remember, he was even doing well in his Super Saiyan form against Super Saiyan Gogeta. So as they fight and duke it out, screaming and grunting like the Hulk, they are just wailing on each other. Mainly, new Broly is winning this fight a lot. He's also got 2 more forms to go, so this isn't looking good for old school Broly, who takes an overhand fist smash, sending him down into the ground, creating an explosion out of the rubble. So it appears that new Broly is pretty easily taking the upper hand and the advantage in this battle between the two monsters. But I wouldn't consider old Broly down and out yet. We haven't seen him at full power, and as he raises from the rubble, veins burst from his head, and he screams and roars, his muscles grow, and this is full power old school Broly. Both Brolys obviously grow stronger as the fight continues. Whereas the old one seems to have unlimited energy, the new one seems to grow at a much faster rate as the battle continues. Nobody can believe what this power is. They're wondering, why is he so angry? More importantly, why does he look just like Broly? Well, that's because he is Broly. You'd think that they would put 2 and 2 together at some point during this fight, or at least the introduction, and say, oh wow, is that my twin or something? Old Broly lands a devastating blow to new Broly's face, spitting up blood and turning the tide of the battle in classic Dragon Ball fashion. When you're down and out and it appears that you're losing, just scream and power up some more, and then beat the crap out of your opponent until they scream and power up some more. And guess what? That's exactly what's gonna happen here. The full-powered old school Broly has turned the tide of the war, sending new Broly flying each and every way, landing devastating attack after devastating attack. Chi-Lai can't believe that Broly is getting his butt kicked, and old school Broly says, "I can feel my power growing, overflowing." New Broly can't believe that his power keeps growing more and more, which I don't really understand because that's exactly what he does as well. But they try and explain some of the methodology here, and that's that basically, since old Broly is a legendary Super Saiyan, his power increases at a steady rate and isn't bound by any limits. The stronger his enemy is, the more his energy increases and the stronger he becomes. On the other hand, new Broly's potential is very much unknown, as he was able to hold off against Goku and Vegeta. Both Broly's limits are still unknown, therefore at this stage of the battle, no one can predict the outcome. Now here's where I think young Gigi could have incorporated a new element to the story. He really wanted to play true to the characters and their roles, and he didn't want to give them some new forms or some crazy new technique out of nowhere. He didn't want to do any ass pulls. He basically just wanted to say, look, we don't really know the maximum potential of either of these fighters, so I'm basically going to keep them with only the options that they have that we've seen in the movies. And as old Broly seemed to have the upper hand, new Broly starts to power up even more and return the blows back. As both Brolys scream endlessly in the movies, here in this fan manga by young Gigi, they continue to scream endlessly. And here they clash at seemingly equal power. This is probably my favorite panel of this entire fan manga. I love that shot. As they clash, it destroys the surrounding area. Cheelai and Lemmo understand that if this battle continues, Broly will go into his final form, the one we saw against Gogeta, and he'll lose all sense of compassion, all sense of who and what he is, all sense of Cheelai and Lemmo. He'll probably destroy them as well. So as he continues to lose this fight, the odds of him going to full berserking Hulk mode is coming more and more apparent. Old Broly lands some absolutely destructive attacks on New Broly's face and gut area, just nailing him in the stomach, and then overhand smashing him into the ground, exactly like New Broly did to Old Broly earlier in this chapter. These guys have the exact same fighting style, the exact same pinpoints which they focus for attack, chest, and gut, and overhand smashes. That's pretty much the entirety of this. I would have liked to see Young Gigi do a little bit more dynamic combat in this. If you take Dragon Ball After, especially the Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Vegeta fight, that battle was incredibly dynamic as Vegeta pulled out all sorts of different techniques and moves. The storyboarding was phenomenal. Here, to be honest, I feel like this is just a little bit bland. I'm not hating on Young Gigi's art or this manga at all. I'm just saying kind of from a storyboard perspective, but I think I can understand it because honestly, between two Brolys, how much can you really do? They don't really have that many techniques. They have like a barrier and some different sorts of energy blasts, but there's no really crazy levels of combat skill that you can incorporate into a battle between these two in order to make it dynamic. I think that's just kind of the flaw between the battle of Old Broly versus New Broly. They're just going to be hulking it out, smashing each other, and that's pretty much the extent that you can really do with a manga like this. Old Broly shoots a blast similar to the end of movie 10 as Gohan and family all shoot a family Kamehameha to break through and ultimately destroy him. So this blast seemingly has earth-destroying potential as he rockets it down at New Broly, who attempts to catch it, maybe to save Planet Vampa, maybe to save Cheelai and them. He appears to eat this blast, but we know New Broly's not gonna be done that easy. We know that Young Gigi's not gonna end it there. And we know that New Broly, until he's pushed until his maximum limit, is going to keep fighting no matter what. Cheelai hops up and she tries to stop the battle, asking Broly, "What did you come here for? What do you want? What are you doing?" Obviously, Cheelai has a soft spot for Broly, and she thinks that he could die from this battle, so she kindly asks Old Broly to stop, and New Broly's like, "Get out of here, it's way too dangerous," and Old Broly raises his hand and says, "Die," shooting a blast and killing Cheelai. Now, we know, obviously, what that's gonna do to Broly. As we saw Paragus, his father, die, and he transformed into a Super Saiyan in similar fashion here as Cheelai dies. Presumably his lover, I don't know. I've seen a lot of fan art between the two of them. It's kind of gross to be honest. Poor Broly loses his damn mind and starts to scream and transform into the hulking final stage Super Saiyan form of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. Now, I love this shot here by Young Gigi because this reminds me a lot of when Goku is fighting against Frieza on Planet Namek. He's a Super Saiyan, and Frieza makes fun of the fact that he killed Krillin, and you can see Goku explode with rage. Very, very similar to this panel here. Old Broly, that's a whoopsie face right there as New Broly starts to unleash his maximum power. Then, with tears flowing from his eyes in his final stage form, look at this panel of this super pissed off, crying, emotional, mega rage Broly. Man, you just killed his woman. You better prepare to die. And as we get into the final few panels here, Broly announces, "You bastard, I will kill you." And as we get into the ending credits, after the appearance of the old Broly, his terrible power overwhelmed the new Broly and pushed him into his dreaded form, a battle that transcends time and space. Who will prevail? And unfortunately, like many of Young Gigi's fan manga, this one does not have a conclusion. Same with Dragon Ball After. I think he gets started on a lot of projects, he gets excited for a lot of them, but you gotta remember, this manga was 60 pages long, and every page has anywhere between 2 and 6 panels on it. So I think he probably gets burnt out on a lot of these. Also, I doubt he wants to finish this and make one the victor, because then you're going to obviously have a lot of fans who are going to be really upset. This was really fun. I enjoyed it for what it was. I'm happy he did this, although I would have liked to see a little bit more of a conclusion or something else happening. It was just a little bit of a stale fight, if you know what I mean. They're just punching each other in the face, punching each other in the gut, overhand smash, big blast, and nobody was really defeated. We did have Chi-Lai die, but that's really the only progression in the entire story. Regardless, as always, Young Gigi's art is absolutely phenomenal, and I enjoy any of his work that he has released. So we're going to end this video with some final words from Young Gigi himself. The Dragon Ball Versus series, which depicts the Battle of Dreams, has finally introduced its 3rd edition. I've learned that despite the new movie version, the old version of Broly is still very popular. The new version of Broly is well liked, and especially after having been given a more human touch with Chi-Lai. What do you think? Aside from my introduction, please check the history of material of Broly to discover the differences between the new and old version. You will notice that the new version has been changed drastically. For example, I'm a really old guy, so perhaps you may not know that the old Broly only appeared in a set of 4 Dragon Ball Z movies that actually received a theatrical release. These movies were Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, Second Coming Bio Broly, and of course the 4D version of the battle with Gogeta. They are all very popular movies, including Bio Broly. Well, not here in the US. The motive for this version of Broly is very simple. He was an extraordinary Super Saiyan that loved to cause death and destruction and appeared only once every 1,000 years. The new Broly did not inherit or keep the motive, although considering the change in his history and environment, it was shown in Dragon Ball Super Broly that he was overwhelmingly powerful. As for the old Broly, there is a common urban legend that the Z version has infinite power by abusing his traits such as the Legendary Super Saiyan, making him the strongest Saiyan to ever exist. However, there is no basis for this and there's no proof that his power is infinite. Rather, the truth is that his energy or ki increases steadily, usually when fighting a stronger opponent. Therefore, he is not invincible, but rather his energy and stamina increase at a rapid rate, not his power, to the point that he has to relieve that in explosions or bursts of energy. If he did not relieve it, it would kill him, as seen in the Z movies of how much pain it caused him. Between the two versions, some say newer Broly is stronger, so it is in that mindset that I've created this new work. Now let's draw and cross over the worlds of Z and Super. I hope you enjoyed. So it appears that he really did put together some mindset behind the battle between the two of them. He understands a lot of the Dragon Ball theory, and he's trying to play true to both characters. So I think Young Gigi deep down is really just a fan like the rest of us. He's just someone who wants to create his own Dragon Ball story just like me, and he does it in manga form, and I did it in anime war form. That's it for this video, guys. If you want to thank Young Gigi or send him some support, his link to his Twitter is in the description, and I'll see you guys soon for the next video.